أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Formatting the literature review. In this short session, we are going to look into how to format and structure your literature review. I'm going to consider a very simple example where I have one independent, one dependent, and one mediating variable. Now, for instance, the topic of my study is CSR and financial performance, mediating role of knowledge oriented leadership. Now, first of all, I'm going to discuss the two variables individually, or you can discuss all three variables individually. That is, you can discuss CSR as a separate section, knowledge oriented leadership as a separate section, and then financial performance as a separate section as well. So, what are we going to write in separate discussion on these variables? What are the key elements or ingredients of this discussion on the variable? Now, basically, you can start off with the conceptualization of the variable or the construct as to what it means. Now, you do not just add any definition whatsoever. The definition should complement the operationalization or measurement. Both things complement each other, they go hand in hand. Now, sometimes the definition is totally different from how the concept is operationalized in research. The second thing is, why is this concept important to study? Why is it worth studying? What is the importance of this concept in the broader context of, in this case, business? Now, if you are focusing on a particular context, try to identify the importance of the context, or rather the concept in that context. Why is CSR important in business? Or, for example, if I am focusing on CSR in manufacturing industry, so why is CSR important in manufacturing? Or if I am focused on service, why is CSR important for service industry? Now, if your gaps also revolve around how the concept is measured previously, now, for example, previous research may have used unidimensional measures. Now, and you plan to use CSR based on different dimensions. Now, again, you will have to discuss the different measures and why you chose one particular measure that you are using in your research. Next, you discuss financial performance, and again, you discuss or add these ingredients. Now, again, if you're discussing the mediator as separate section or in a separate section, again, these are the ingredients. Now, next, you link or develop your hypothesis. So, I'm linking independent variable with dependent variable. Now, what is the existing research is available on this relationship? And do the results complement or contradict each other? Now, if they contradict each other, the results are not yet conclusive. And if they are not conclusive, this means that there are still gaps in existing research. Now, again, a very important point is the theory to explain, elucidate further how and why CSR is linked to financial performance. Now, any relationship that you are presenting in your research, you need to use the theory to explain the relationship as to how CSR influences financial performance and why CSR should influence financial performance, or why CSR can influence financial performance. And finally, you are going to assess the mediating role of knowledge oriented leadership between CSR and financial performance. Now, the first thing is you develop arguments to link CSR to knowledge oriented leadership. That is your independent variable with your mediator, which is your knowledge oriented leadership. Now, again, the same thing. Any existing research, any contradictions, or the results are complementary, and again, the theory. Step 2, develop arguments to link QOL with your dependent variable. Now, use these same ingredients in this step 2 as well. And finally, you create arguments to demonstrate a causal chain of relationship where the emphasis is on the role of CSR in fostering QOL that leads to financial performance. Now you are going to establish and create a synthesis of arguments as to how CSR leads to QOL and QOL leads to financial performance. For instance, CSR initiatives encourage leaders to value transparency, continuous learning, and stakeholder engagement. This leadership style promotes knowledge sharing, innovation, and adaptive learning across organizations. As a result, the enhanced decision making and innovation capabilities driven by QL contribute to improved financial performance. Thus, CSR acts as a catalyst that indirectly drives financial success by nurturing leadership that prioritizes knowledge and learning. So you're trying to establish a chain of relationships. So your arguments should look like that you are developing a chain of relationship where X, that is CSR, is influencing Y, which is your mediator, knowledge oriented leadership, and then Y is leading to Z, which is your financial performance. So try to develop link between your arguments. Your one sentence should be linked with the other one. This is how you create an argument for your mediation. I hope this very short session would have helped you understand how to format your literature review in a simple study. Thank you very much.